Shop Talk is now filmed at 1006 Kingston Road in Toronto. What do we think about Pfizer having the vaccine, you guys?
Of course they have the vaccine. Right? I don't know about that. Then the vaccine's not going to be ready for quite some time.
I like the fact that they released it after the election.
Well, that's what Trump had suspected. And then Bill Gates is like, yeah, let's go. Let's get ready. Happy to be working with this administration. Whatever.
The vaccine that Bill Gates was still working on? The Pfizer one?
Yep.
Or is this a different thing?
Well, Pfizer's vaccine is ready, and Bill Gates is ready to start working with the new administration to fight COVID and poverty.
And the Pfizer vaccine is the one that he's been talking about this whole time?
I don't know if it is. I don't know. I can't say yes and I can't say no. I'm not sure.
Coincidental timing is just perfect.
It gives me the chills. I don't like any of that stuff.
And they're going to have nanobites in there or something that works with 5G? Is this
what are you talking about? Okay, so good point. So what is the fear of the vaccine? If you're not taking the vaccine, why?
Stop it.
If you're not taking the vaccine, why? What's the fear of the vaccine?
Because it was rushed. There's not enough testing. You have no idea what long-term effects are yet.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember there was a vaccine that came out, I want to think it was in the 60s, and it was given to pregnant women?
No.
And all the children ended up coming out, well, not all, but a lot of the children ended up coming out with, deformed limbs as a result of improper testing.
Wow.
And that was a lesson to be learned as to don't rush your vaccines. Wait for years before you actually get them out there. In this case, you don't have years, but I wouldn't be the first to put up my hand and say I want to take it first, unless I was sick.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing. Some countries are going to make it mandatory that you're vaccinated before you enter the country. That's the only problem.
They're the ones with the nanochips.
I feel like they're an American company.
An American company? Okay.
Why? What's the connection?
No, I was just wondering because I heard that the vaccine came from Russia, and if you take it, you instantly start speaking Russian and stuff.
Oh, hilarious. What if traveling makes it mandatory?
Well, I don't travel, so.
I didn't know that. You never went back home?
No.
You never went back to Jamaica? I didn't know that.
No.
How have you never been to Jamaica?
Last time I went there, I was probably 7 or something.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a real foreigner.
Hey?
Straight Canadian, everything.
Don't make me call you Jamaican on camera.
Straight Canadian, everything. Eh?
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
It's okay.
So you're good.
Yeah.
So they say you can't travel. Your passport is based on the vaccine. That's what they're probably going to do. Validating your passport, you're probably going to have to be vaccinated. Vaccine comes. Are you taking it? Or vaccine becomes mandatory, somewhat mandatory. Are you taking it?
Vaccine becomes mandatory? Yeah, I'd probably have to.
Yeah, exactly. Vaccine isn't mandatory, but it's like...
I want a test run before I go and take it.
Right? How long?
I never, the first one out of the gate, I'm not over. I'll wait for the second and the third.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. So again, they're saying, or at least in the States it's being said, 6 more weeks of lockdown and then it's done.
Yeah, right. Who said that?
I don't know,
That's what our
Dr.
government said?
Fauci or...
Oh, really? Oh, in the States.
Yeah. I'm not sure what our woman here is saying. She's basically saying, let's shut stuff down again. Let's bring it to code red in some provinces and stuff like that. Okay, so how do we feel about just the policies and stuff like that, the restrictions? Consistent, inconsistent?
They're useless if they're not enforced.
Yeah.
Right? And if you go into any condominium, I want to say 40% of the people wear masks in the common spaces. And it's so easily to spread like that. It's like elevators are for me, it's like you go into a cube with somebody else. You have no idea what they did before you walked in there. And a lot of times it's the unknown, and you're just crossing paths in small spaces. Whether it's 30-second ride, you have no idea.
A fact. But what do you think about the
aerosols are actually
inconsistencies?
floating around in that elevator?
Or at least let me say, I feel like it's inconsistent that they allow children to go to school, but you can't eat at restaurants.
Well, the children who are in school are wearing masks. and they stick with the same group of kids every day. They're not supposed to be mingling unless they're outside. So I think that's a little bit different than restaurants. But I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just because it's confined spaces and stuff like that, and just like communing. It's like, oh my god.
I don't think the schools are equipped ventilation-wise to.
Schools are a disaster.
Yeah. As far as the ventilation, no.
There's no ventilation, and it's hard. It's hard teach. Like I have grades 6, 7, and 8.
Oh wow, cool teacher.
So it,
Cool.
sadly, but it's hard to tell a teenage kid to stay away from their friend, right? Like
Yeah.
they're all over them.
Yeah.
So all day, all we're doing is shouting, keeping kids away, and then the bell rings at 3:04. They're all over each other anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
School, like, it's funny because they're talking about all these numbers, and they're not reporting on the number of parents that are taking days off work. They're not reporting on the number of kids that are staying home
Yeah.
for days on end. I haven't had a full class in weeks.
How are you finding online teaching?
Oh, I'm in class. Online teaching was brutal.
So there's no online at all.
Not
There's
my
no online
my kids
component.
are all
Okay.
in person. I have a group of kids.
Because I heard one teacher say it's almost unfair because then the quality of just the teaching experience comes down to how technologically savvy the teacher is, and if the teacher,
gosh,
yeah, yeah,
And you have a whole population who refuse to use computers. So this so
Wow.
when school shut down in March,
yeah,
people that are nearing retirement who have never had to
yeah,
use computers,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
it's it's interesting, but it's like when it hits, it's going to be like wildfire.
The restrictions. I hate the restrictions.
So do I.
Right? Close down. They might come back around and try and close the shop down, right?
So how do we find out about the restrictions? How do we find out what's closed and what's under restriction and what?
They've been updating. You can go on maybe City of Toronto. I follow them on Twitter. So whenever I read about the restrictions, I'm the first one in there saying no. I'm like, damn, useless. We need to vote these guys out of here.
Yeah, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna lock us down, and then small business owners are gonna take a major hit.
They don't care. We've been taking a major hit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
their indifference is unbelievable. And I heard that Toronto's 90% small business and stuff like that. You gotta consider that stuff. Did you hear what I said about the companies that took the bridge loans?
No.
Let me read it for you again so that I'm quoting it exactly. So companies that receive bridge financing must give the government an ownership stake or provide cash equivalent. The government is coming for people's companies. The government is giving people money, and they're not giving you a chance to make enough money to recoup.
Wow.
And now they're asking for equity in your company.
Wow. And if you don't give it, what?
What do you mean?
If you don't give
How you
them,
mean?
if you don't give
If you
them,
don't pay back the money, they're taking a piece of your company. That's the period.
Oh wow.
That's the period of it. They'll see you in court.
Wow.
What does the government need with companies?
I'm gonna take them all over and build condos.
You're right.
And then one of my daughter's teachers, she keeps her camera off most of the day. It's like so it's the reverse. So
What do you mean? Well, she's teaching?
well, she's teaching. She has her camera off for most of the day. She's had her camera on probably 3 days for the year so far. Really? Yeah.
How is she teaching with her camera off?
She'll put up visuals.
Okay.
But she's just narrating in the background. But you never see her.
How are the kids?
At my daughter's age, most of the kids have their cameras on. At my son's age over there, there's like 2 kids in his class that have their cameras on.
How are you finding it? Just learning like that. Do you find they're learning the same way?
I think it's a lot of it's down to the teacher.
Yeah.
Some are just putting in the time. Some are actually doing going way above and beyond.
Yeah.
Just to make it interesting.
Yeah.
And keep the kids engaged.
Yeah.
But my daughter's done really well. He's bored out of his mind.
Yeah, must be. What grade is he in?
He's in grade 8, which is an important year for him. Right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be making friends, and it's like you
Well,
get to
he's
be
gonna
the
go to high
old kid in
school,
school and stuff like that. Come on.
Yeah.
My daughter's first year flipping university film, and it's supposed to be group work and hands-on, learning how to actually edit film. Can't do any of that.
Yeah.
They did their first, they're having their first screening. Usually they get dressed up and have a party. None of that. So she's missing out on the whole university experience, which is just breaking my heart.
It's sad, man.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It sucks. F COVID, Pete.
Yeah, exactly.
I want out of this thing.
Hey?
I want out. I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
I'm done. My ears hurt. My face.
Exactly.
I'm done. I'm done.
Man, this feels like it's never gonna end.
I don't see an end. You see an end? I don't see an end.
This feels like it's never gonna end, man. It's like we're getting more comfortable with it. We're just accepting it now. Hey?
Can I get a
As the
final
new
word?
norm? The new norm? Really?
I think everybody just kind of.
I don't know if this is the new norm.
I feel like this is. It's not.
It's not normal.
It's not the new. It's not normal.
It's not normal.
It's not normal. But is this our new reality? Is this our new reality, you guys? Because in March, they said let's wear masks so that we're not here in November, and I knew that they weren't gonna let us out.
This is not the first pandemic.
When do you
they know
think-
there's going to be a second wave, but they have to tell you what they need to tell you, especially when there's no PPE available. And that's why we got locked down so as badly as we did in the first wave. There was no PPE. Nobody knew anything about it. And
Yeah.
in all honesty, I think that was probably the smartest decision. Otherwise, it would have been a lot worse.
I don't know. I'm not convinced.
I think so, right?
Would have been another Italy?
Here, yeah. If
Yeah, but the numbers are still going up.
numbers are still going up, but people are more aware. And the medicine, and people aren't dying. Let's put it this way. So I think, based on the amount of deaths that we had back then, compared to the amount of cases that have gone up, like the mortality rate has gone down significantly.
And this is what has to be considered when we consider closing, shutting everything down, because then we have to start looking at the cost of the quarantine as well, right? In terms of business and just quality of life. They've ruined everything. Everything has been ruined, and I can't believe how much. I just can't believe how much everything has fundamentally changed. You know, like even just eating in a restaurant, sitting down and eating. Can't even do any of that. Pete, wrap me out. What's your final word on the vaccine?
The vaccine?
What's your final word on the vaccine? It's coming. What do you suggest people do about it?
There's not much we can do. Because I think it's going to be pretty much mandatory, the way they're making it sound. And in order for you to get certain things, you have to have a vaccine. You can't go here if you don't have a vaccine. My son probably can't go to school if he doesn't have the vaccine.
Oh, that's for sure.
So
That's how they're going to get it, yeah.
They're almost leaving us with no choice. Well, they are leaving us without a choice. So, I don't even know what to say, man. Just, how do you prepare for this? You can't. I don't even know what to expect. What's next?
Yeah, right?
What's next? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I can't even give you a final word. There is no final word. To be continued. That's about it. Yeah, there's no final word. This isn't over yet, folks. Thank you for watching another episode of Shop Talk. Please remember to press that subscribe button down at the bottom. Peace.
I did it.